Want to wear one-of-a-kind gorgeous jewelry that also happens to give back to people and the planet? Look no further than Beaumont Jewelry Collective, a curated online fine jewelry collection featuring incredible pieces from 8 different designers. Whether you're looking for a gift for a loved one or treating yourself to something special, they'll have something beautiful and sparkly that'll be sure to catch your eye. Join their quest to make a positive impact through each designer piece at Beaumont.jewelrycollective.com. That's Beaumont.jewelrycollective.com.
The Lloyd Center Mall is about to go through some big changes this year, with demolition already partially underway. But the Food Court 5000 Retro Mall Walking Group is still hoping the building will be saved. They gather every weekend to strut the endless hallways of the Lloyd Center with neon leggings, big hair, and bubbly attitudes. It's the perfect combination of weird and whimsy, but their future is uncertain without the Lloyd Center. Today on CityCast Portland, host Claudia Meza is talking with Krista Catwood, local performance artist and founder and host of the Food Court 5000. She's here to share why she wants to save the Lloyd Center and how to get in on the next mall walk. It's Tuesday, January 20th. I'm senior producer Julia Fiaioni, and this is what Portland's talking about.
So the long-standing plan has been to completely demolish the Lloyd Center Mall and redevelop it into a community hub, which question mark what that means, including an already approved Live Nation venue. On paper, to me, that sounds pretty cool because that's what people are attempting to make the Lloyd Center now, a community hub. But there's also a group concerned about this demolition called Save Lloyd. And I know you've signed their petition. So what's their thinking? Why save an empty mall?
Sure. So what the current plans are actually for the Lloyd Center is total demolition, but it's not to necessarily build a community hub. That's how they're kind of touting it. But really what it is to open up some of the streets that used to be there historically and build the same thing that we're seeing everywhere across Portland, high rises with some mixed use space down below. So some storefronts, some restaurants, green space. The problem with that is really sort of multi-layered, is that they have this idea, they have this hypothetical plan, which hasn't been approved yet, but they don't actually have the funds to do it. And so...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So the current motion is to, okay, let's demolish the whole thing and then sell it off in chunks. What does that mean? What does that look like?
So you're saying this could easily just be torn down and nothing happens for a decade?
For a very long time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it's a really big plot of land that the Lloyd Center and the surrounding areas take up. And so that causes a lot of problems for a lot of reasons. It's not necessarily value added for the community. A small amount of those apartments would be low income, but what does low income actually mean? Low income doesn't actually necessarily mean affordable. And how long are those condos, apartments, et cetera, going to sit empty?
What was that sound?
Sorry, I have cats.
Okay, so that was... Okay, that was a cat.
My cats battle sometimes.
Sorry to interrupt. I couldn't let that go. Go on.
That's fair. I was like, I'm going to pretend that didn't happen, but it did. So there's the problem of how long is it going to take to actually rebuild? Where is the money going to come from? Not to even mention, the bigger part is that we have this massive building that isn't actually empty. There are lots of businesses that are in there right now. Lots of organizations, nonprofits, community groups such as myself who use it as a third space, who go and gather there. We've got families that bring their kids there, people with developmental disabilities and their care providers who go in and rely on that climate controlled space as an activity, as a thing to do, as a safe space to go. And when you lose that, when you just take that away, where are these folks going to go to? Not to mention the historic ice skating rink that's there that is thriving. You go on there on a weekend and it is slammed. You've got kids who are there every single day who are practicing. And it's just such an incredible, historic, magical place that the AskWithSaveLloyd.com, and we've got over 3,500 signatures with a goal of 5, is to preserve a part of the mall and to demolish around it, but save that central part of the mall with the ice skating rink and then the floors above.
Right. So when I said an empty mall, I really wanted you to fight for it because I love the, just so you know, I love the Lloyd Center. I know that people are making some really cool stuff there. We affectionately call it the Punk Rock Mall.
Yes.
Yeah, but I also know that the Save Lloyd, a lot of people are going to hear it and not understand what you guys mean because really
Yeah.
it sounds like you're trying to save the whole building, but what you're trying to save is the ice skating rink.
What we want to save is not just that. What we want to save is, so if you can close your eyes and imagine yourself in the Lloyd Center, you've got that ice skating rink that's there, but then you have a floor above and then you have the food court above that, right?
Oh no,
And
yeah, for sure.
So there's that part there. We definitely want to save the ice skating rink, but we also want to see, and there's lots of ideas floating around about how we can use the space. So I am not the end all be all about what, we're sort of asking for. What I will say is the conversations that are going around is how do we turn that area, that sort of central place, into a community hub, into a multicultural hub that Portland is super lacking? How do we maintain it as a space that serves more of like a marketplace community center, as opposed to breaking through this gestalt, this idea of what a mall traditionally looks like.
Yeah.
There are people who say, save the whole mall. There are people that are fighting for that, and God bless them. But there are some of us who have signed the petition who are a little bit more flexible. So there's both voices.
Gotcha. So that was my question. Cause I'm like, when I hear Save Lloyd and I've heard some people talk, they're talking about the whole mall. And I'm just like, good luck, you guys, because I know that demolition on the former Nordstrom site for the new concert venue already started back in June.
Yeah.
So you can't save that anymore. So I'm just here. I know what you're saying. You're like, hey, we're a collection of voices. Here's a thought. I know it doesn't have a ring to it. Save the Lloyd Center skate rink. And I know what you're saying. You're like, in the floor. But see, those are the details you could talk about later. Right now, you got them. Because really, if you're going to save that rink, you're going to have to save everything around it,
You would think so. In the plans, though, that have been proposed for after the demolition of everything, they have proposed some sort of an idea in their hypothetical future plans of some sort of an ice skating rink as a way of paying homage to it. So for me, it's not just the rink, though.
Right.
For me, it's saving the space that so many people have come to rely on as an incubator, as you called it, the punk rock mall. And I definitely have said it's in her punk rock era, but you've got hundreds of people that use that space as a community hub already, as they have meetings there. There's the Beybladers that go there and have massive Beyblade battles every week. There's a Portland Zine group that goes there and they meet up every week on Sundays. I mean, our group, we get 70-ish people there. If we just said save the ice skating rink, we'd be not acknowledging all of the other groups and all the other people that rely on the space and not making room for the groups who really stand to benefit from it.
Yeah. Well, the owners of that building, the Urban Renaissance Group, plan a full mall demolition for the complete, redevelopment, in quotes, this year. But it's still waiting for approval. Do you know, is it the city?
So on February 5th, there's going to be a hearing to approve the plans, and they've welcomed.
Hold on, you got to have a plane there? Do you have a plane there?
Am I on your shit list right now?
No. Just here's the deal. Imagine a listener who can't see you.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't have the context, and they're just hearing, and then boom. It just sounds like you're in a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay. So on.
So February 5th is where we're going to make an ask that they delay things and that I think we're going to ask for what's called a stay to give us more time and to sort of continue the conversation a little bit. But this is on February 5th. It is an approval of the plans.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Because, you've really sold me on this idea, of saving the Lloyd Center ice skating ring and above. Which would be a column.
It would be a column.
It would be a
could
column.
build around it. And think of all the parking structures that exist at the Lloyd Center that are sitting there vacant. So the
Yeah.
Lloyd, just to give a little back history, when it was built, it was the biggest mall in the world. It
Mhm.
could park over 5,000 cars on it.
That's
There
so
hasn't been
funny.
5,000 cars
How
at the Lloyd Center since probably 1965. So
Yeah.
use that space. Just think creatively about how we can build up around it and then use that central cultural hub as an asset. Because that's what, I mean, at the heart, I think that's what Portland is so good at is
Mhm.
reimagining spaces and supporting community. And this would be a prime example of that and symbolic of so much. That would be a great example for the rest of the country who's dealing with similar problems.
Right. Well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, let's talk about your special connection to the mall. Let's talk about the group that you host every week.
Woohoo!
Do you have a bicycle stored inside that's always in the way, like a bad roommate? Maybe even a herd of bikes taking up way too much space in the garage. You can fit your bike in 1/3 the space with a Flatten Your Bike kit from Flatbike. Their thin stem instantly folds your handlebars 90 degrees with no tools, while their Flatbike pop-off pedals release in seconds, making your bike easier to maneuver and more theft resistant. Because who's gonna ride off on your bike with no pedals? Now, any place is a great place for your bike because it's flat on demand. That's portable adventure from Flatbike. Learn more at flatbike.com. That's flatbike.com. A new year is the perfect time for a fresh start. If you've been wanting to improve your team's work dynamics and communication, and no one has taken you up on a top golf outing, check out Skill Charter. They're a locally owned leadership development company that's already helped colleagues at Portland State, Wild Cannabis, and Nonstop Health reconnect, reset, and actually work better together. Skill Charter's workshops are fun, affordable, and designed to create real lasting change long after everyone goes back to the office. They help growing organizations build strong teams by providing the space to finally have the kinds of conversations you never have time for. They bring the structure, facilitation, clarity, practical tools, and plenty of humor. You just have to bring your people. To learn more, explore case studies, or connect with co-founders Kate and Corin, go to skillcharter.com. That's skillcharter.com. For almost a year now, you've been hosting a retro mall walking group, which has basically helped you develop this really special connection to the physical building of the Lloyd Center. That is, because you've been walking around it. Um,
Mhm.
I'm curious, like, tell me about your group. Like, what is it?
Sure. So, about almost 11 months ago, out of a moment of desperation, I had come to a point where I just said, I really need to get my body moving and I hate exercise. It is something I've never
Mm.
been able to do on any sort of a consistent basis. And so I found myself in this moment going, okay, Krista, you're 42 years old. You know yourself well enough. What is it going to take for you to get out there and move your body on a regular basis? And I have been a Portland entertainer, a producer, singer, performer for years, doing burlesque and drag, and I sang in a disco band. And the things that I love and hold dear are music, being ridiculous in public, and costumes. And
Mm.
so I had tried to wrap my brain around that and exercise and fitness under that umbrella. And I very quickly came to the, oh my God, mall walking. It's perfect. It's retro outfits, which I love vintage clothes.
Hmm.
It's great oldies music, which I also is near and dear and love. It could easily involve other participants. So there's like a social construct around it. So if other people are showing up, I have to show up. I can't duck out of
Hmm.
it. And it's kitschy and ridiculous. And I loved it. And so I put it out into the world. Another plane just went by and and said, okay, so I want to do this thing. Who wants to do this with me? I thought about the Lloyd Center Mall because I love the Lloyd Center. I've lived
And
in
it's
Portland for
covered.
15 somewhat years. It's
Yeah.
covered. It's easily accessible. There's great parking. And I knew she's in her punk rock era, that there would
Hmm.
be not a lot of oversight. There was space that we could take up. And so about 8 people raised their hand and said that they would want to go, but there was a lot of interest outside of that. And so I created a flyer, I put it on Instagram, and then 8 people showed up for the first walk.
That's so cool.
And it's just grown since then. And so, like I said, now we've got like 75 people were at the walk this past Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually have some tape from the mall last weekend. Our producer, Julia, was there, and this is what she heard.
When we go to the mall, we do not take the stairs. No! When we go to the mall, do we take the elevator? When we go to the mall, we take the escalator.
I'm Jana B. My pronouns are they, them, and I love the energy. I was attracted by the colorful, fun, retro experience. And I really just need to move my body, but it's no fun if it's not fun. So this is fun.
That's so awesome. And it's your first time today, yeah?
It's my very first time, and I'm having a great time.
My name's Chloe. This is also my first mall walk, but I've known about it for a while. And I just love the creative use of this amazing space that sadly is going to go away at some point. And I also appreciate how accessible and inclusive it is. You see a lot of like kids and adults with disabilities and families, different ages. And there's just so few community events that feel this easy to engage with.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
That's so sweet.
So I know when Julia went to the mall walk on Sunday, she saw, like you said, between 70 to 80 people. Why do you think Portlanders have embraced your group so wholeheartedly?
I think, across the board, across the country, times are hard right now. Things are heavy. There's a lot of overarching feelings of isolation that we definitely felt during the pandemic and certainly have felt afterwards. There's a struggle to connect with people in your community. And it's hard as we get older to find ways that connect that don't involve going to a bar, that are low pressure, that don't involve money. You don't have to sign up for it. There's not a lot of options. And so I think people have just really felt excited about an opportunity where they can go out, they can be weird in public, they can have fun, they can connect with folks in not a forceful way. It's a very organic experience that a lot of us, and I'll speak for myself and just say I need a regular pattern of joy in my life. And just to know that I have like one day a week where I know I'm going to get a shot of that joy and a shot of that sense of community and belonging helps to fuel me throughout the week when times are tough.
It's your church.
It's 1000% my church. And lots of folks have made that comparison. And I get told at least once a week of people saying like they rely on it much like their church because it involves music. It involves community. There's a lot of similarities there.
Oh, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, I guess we're going to talk about what comes next.
CityCast Portland is brought to you by PDXHomeLoan.com. Local lender James Adair has been doing residential mortgages for over 20 years. He'll work with you to set the strategy, explain the process, and ensure you maximize the return on your real estate investment. He's also a certified liability advisor, so if you're looking for a way to recover financially from the holidays, he can help optimize paying off your debt using options like a second mortgage to consolidate non-mortgage debts. Take advantage of a strategic conversation to find out if you could pay off those holiday bills much quicker than you imagined. Visit pdxhomeloan.com to access the calendar and book your free strategy call with local lender James Adair, serving Oregon, Washington, and California buyers. James Adair, NMLS 232766 with Better Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 330511, and Equal Housing Lender.
Don't fast forward me. This isn't an ad, I swear. It's a job offer. We're looking to hire a full-time audience development manager who loves this city, loves the show, and knows how to get people excited about great local stories. You'd be making content on social media, brokering partnerships, helping set up events, just doing things that would grow listener engagement. So if you're creative, thoughtful, and actually plugged into what Portland cares about, you might be a great fit. Again, full-time, very competitive pay and benefits. The application deadline is January 30th. You can learn more and apply at citycast.fm/jobs. That's citycast.fm/jobs. Okay, so what would happen to your walking group if the Lloyd Center were completely demolished? I know you're fighting for it. I don't want this to happen. You don't want this to happen. But let's say it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm imagining you guys are not going to stop.
We're definitely not going to stop. It is a thought that has been in the back of my mind / mid to now front of my brain since we started, really, because this has been looming on the horizon since I started doing the walk almost a year ago. I've got my eye out looking for another place to host us because it really has to be a relationship with the space, right? I don't just want to show up. I could do a mall walk in IKEA. I've done it before. I mean, I could do that. It's not fun.
No.
People look at me funny. Like I could go mall walking around a Costco, but it's not going to go over the same way.
Yeah.
We need to find a home where we can have that same relationship with the people who are there, where we can wave and be welcomed, where we could blast our music. And finding a spot that can do that has been a challenge. We went and met with the folks at Pioneer Courthouse Square, the Pioneer Mall, excuse me. I went with Juma Black, who runs the Wealthy Walks, which is another walking group in Portland, and talked to the management there, and they were willing to take us on. I will say it's not my first choice, and I hope I don't.
It's not the same. And I hear you. There's a Gucci store.
Yes, there's a Gucci store. There's Louis Vuitton. Like, how welcome are they really gonna be to 70 of us in our outfits blasting, Prince at 11 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday? It's a very different vibe. Not to mention the setup there. It's like a tower, so we'd have to do
a spiral.
It would be uncomfortable. It would be weird. It's not as accessible. The parking isn't free. There's just so much magic and so much that's just pitch perfect about the Lloyd that is going to be really hard to replicate.
Yeah.
I could reach out to the people at the Vancouver Mall. I could talk to Clackamas, but I don't think a lot of our folks who go to the walks now would make that drive.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there is listening and has some suggestions, if they let me know, message me on Instagram. I would be totally open to hear about it. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep fighting for the Lloyd.
Yeah. So have you spoken to any of the other shops and food vendors? Because I know you, like you said, you're waving. They're part of your walk. Have you guys discussed it all? I'm assuming like they might be part of the Save Lloyd movement as well.
There's a lot of them who are, and there's a lot of them who have to sort of make decisions for themselves as a business of, do we stick it out? Do we try to find another space? We definitely are in conversations as a result of my involvement with the Lloyd, my love of the Lloyd, and my support of the Lloyd. They've really welcomed, a lot of them have welcomed me with open arms. And so I feel like I'm a part of the conversation with them. So there's some folks who have been looking elsewhere, but it's so much of this just feels like a wait and see game because they've been talking about closing it on and off without really clear communication for a while now. And so I think when it's a case of the boy who cries wolf, it's hard to know when the end is really in sight. So I think a lot of them are still just waiting to figure out what's going to happen. But I will tell you that the Bridge Club at the Lloyd Center, I don't know if you knew that there's a Bridge Club that's been there for about 10 years. But the Bridge Club has already picked up and moved to another location. There's the Secondhand Pet Supply was doing a big fundraiser to try to raise funds for them to be able to move to another location.
That's unfortunate, but I mean, you got to keep your best interests in mind. Yeah. So walking through the mall every Sunday for almost a year now, you're pretty much an expert, I would say, on the Lloyd Center Mall. So what are your favorite shops? I want to know, like, shout out, like, these are the places at the end of the walk that I like go and grab this, or like your favorite places to eat. Just so someone who maybe has been waiting for some reason to go into the Lloyd Center Mall, that they do it now. Yeah.
If you have been waiting to go to the Lloyd Center and you need a reason, let me tell you, Laurel's Chicken is amazing. It's some of the best fried chicken I have had in Portland. It's incredible. There's also Stupid Burger. Shout out to Danny at Stupid Burger. Have some of the most delicious, ridiculous cheeseburgers, milkshakes, a huge selection of diet soda that I'm always so grateful for after a mall walk. Floating World Comics is one of the best comic book stores in the world. Brickdiculous Lego store is incredible. They have new and used Legos, and they actually have, if you go, you got to check out, the mall walkers are included in their their holiday window display. We have little Lego mall walkers in the front.
Oh my God. I want to see that before they take it down. Oh my God, that's so cute.
Oh my gosh, you have to. Me in Lego form beat the Kelly Clarkson show any day. I was so excited. That was the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
Those places are super fun. There's just, also, here's the other fun one, is Legion Sabers, Docking Bay 45. You can check out and take lessons on how to battle with lightsabers. And I'm talking like fancy lightsabers.
Oh, wow.
Fancy. It's really fun.
This is so cool. Well, let's talk about how people can join in on the next mall walk. I'm assuming every Sunday, right?
Every Sunday we're there. You can go, we have a website that my sister Melissa manages and maintains. It is foodcourt5k.com. You can also sign up for our email list where we let folks know if for some reason we're not going to be doing a walk, even though we've only missed 2 in the 11 months.
Wow. I'm
also starting an in-person fitness series where we work out to projected VHS workout videos together in our 80s outfits. And that's coming up at Eastside Kettlebell on February 27th. It's an evening. It's like a Tuesday evening. So that's another fun, wacky community activity you can partake in should you be interested in some Jane Fonda, Richard Simmons goodness.
Oh my gosh, cool. Well, we'll make sure to link that in our show notes. And just to circle back, the city council is having a hearing. They have like regular design commission hearings, and they're going to be talking about the Lloyd Center February 5th. So I know you're trying to make that a hybrid meeting because right now it's just online. Is there any way that people can like reach out and help you just to let their presence be known if they want to be part of this?
Absolutely. And so if you go to saveloyd.com, there is an opportunity to give feedback and to sort of give your input about what are maybe some ideas of how you can reimagine the Lloyd Center as a space. You can give your contact information, and then you'll be included in any emails that are going out around the Save Lloyd initiatives, activities that are going on, and to help us spread the word.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again, Krista. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate all the effort that you're putting into making something so cool and saving a really wonderful space. Because just so you know, I am a Lloyd Center believer, 100%.
Oh, thank you. I think there's a lot of us out there. We just need to get our voices together and be loud and obnoxious so they can be heard.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you with Slims.